All right, friends, welcome back to the channel. We've got some Microsoft Flight Simulator for you today. In our Let's Fly series, we're going to be flying the KingAir. Now, we just went through class for the KingAir 200. There's not really a good KingAir 200 variant here on Microsoft Flight Sim, so we're going to be using the KingAir 350, and also not all the buttons and everything are interactable in the KingAir 350, so it's going to be a little different from the checklist that we're following, because we're going to be following checklists for the 200 or for the B200, but we're going to be in a 350. So we're going to do as much as we can, as much as the sim will allow us to do, in following those checklists very precisely. In this Let's Fly series, we're going to be flying all across the country. We start at our home airport in Ogden, and then we're going to fly to a nearby airport, and then for our next episode, we'll start at that airport and fly to the next one. We're just going to go to a whole bunch of different airports all over the United States. We're going to be doing it with real-time weather, and we're going to be doing a full instrument flight plan every time we go. So we'll have a departure procedure, we'll get up to cruise, we'll have arrivals, approaches, the whole shebang all the way in. So we'll have our flight plans done, we'll do instrument clearances, all of that good stuff. In each video during cruise, because cruise can get kind of slow, kind of boring, we're also going to simulate, or at least go through one of our emergency scenario checklists so that we can stay up to date and we can stay current and proficient on different emergencies that could occur while we're flying. There will be video timestamps down at the bottom. So in our video description here, we will have timestamps so that you can see, engine startup, when we do takeoff, when we do departure. If you want to skip the cruise part, you can go ahead and skip the cruise part, because it's how much fun is it to watch a plane flying straight level. So if you want to skip it, you can skip it, but we'll have different timestamps for each different phase of the flight down at the bottom. Lastly, before we jump into this flight, we just want to let you know this is not official training. Don't take this as official flight instructor training. All right, not official training, and the charts that we're going to be using may or may not be current, so don't take the charts, any of the approach plates or departure charts or en route charts as current and official. This is just for fun and entertainment purposes, but we're glad you're here to join us, so let's go fly the KingAir. All right, pilot friends, welcome to our cockpit for our next flight in our Let's Fly series. We left off last time in Astoria. And so we're going to be taking off today from Astoria, and we are going to be heading to Crescent City. That's going to be our flight today. Let's go ahead and show you. Right now in the plane, all we've got booted up is the battery master switch and the avionics master, so that we could build our entire flight plan in here. We can go ahead and show you that right now, just show you that we built it, the whole thing. That way you don't have to sit here and watch us do it, because it does take a few minutes. That being said, let's go ahead and look at what our flight plan looks like on fourth flight. So we come over here, taking off out of Astoria. We're going to be doing, I'll actually show you. Let's, gosh dang it. Yeah, click on the weather here. So the weather in Astoria, we got 120.5, 10 statute miles. Skies look pretty good. Altimeter's 2981. Actually, I did not put that into our barrow, so let me go ahead and put that in real quick. Okay, 2981. Looks pretty good. We're going to be doing the Astoria 3 departure, coming off of runway 14. So coming off 14 here, we're going to climb 139. Once we get to 600 feet, we can go ahead and make a right-hand turn. To get back on this radial at 2,000 feet, we can make a left-hand turn, and then go ahead and continue on our course. And we do have that built already into the G1000. From there, it's going to be a pretty straight shot. We're going to be heading to ONP VOR, and then the OTH VOR, and then down into Crescent City, and we'll be doing an approach down in Crescent City. So that's what we've got all loaded up and ready to go in our GPS. Let's go ahead and run through our checklist, make sure we're all set and ready to go. Emergency exit secured and unlocked. Cabin door closed and locked. Seat belts adjusted, fastened. Parking brake is set. We can go ahead and look down here. Parking brake's good. Fuel panel circuit breakers, check over here. They're all good. Engine ice vanes. Now we typically turn these on for taxi, for FOD protection, but we're already on the runway, and we're not going to be taking off directly into, actually we've got a little bit of low clouds, maybe we will keep those on for takeoff. Icing conditions, temperature is 4 degrees Celsius outside, so alright, we'll keep them on for this takeoff here. Let's see, switches as required. We'll just get our beacon light on, because we're going to be starting the engine soon. Landing gear handle is good. Circuit relay is in. Oxygen supply control handle is up above us. We go ahead and check to make sure that that is pulled out. Oxygen masks are good. Power levers are idle. Propellers full forward. Condition levers are low or fuel cutoff. Cabin sign, no smoking. We could go ahead and turn that on over here. Vent blower, we'd make sure it was twisted to auto. Let's see, sorry, yeah, vent blower auto, and then cabin temp mode, we'd make sure that was twisted to off. Aft blower is off, radiant heat is off, oxygen supply pressure. Go ahead and check over here, make sure it looks good with our performance charts. We could go ahead and check our co-pilot circuit breaker panel. That looks good. Static air source looks good. We could then come over here, do our expanded 24-hour fuel panel check. We turn off our firewall valves, so we should be able to listen, hear them close. We could then go ahead and get our standby boost pumps on. Listen for operation there, turn our battery switch on, and we should see low fuel pressure lights coming on. We would then come back down here, turn the firewall valves off, and you see those low fuel pressure valves go off. And then we could turn our standby boost pumps off, and those fuel pressures should come back on. We could then go ahead and check our fuel crossfeed, so we could take this crossfeed switch to the left, and we should see a fuel crossfeed light down here, and a pressure light going off up there. And then we'd go back to off. The crossfeed light down here, the green one, should go off, and then back to the right, crossfeed should come on, and a fuel pressure light should go out up top, and then we'll bring it back to off. That's just making sure that our crossfeed is working good. Battery switch is on. Let's go ahead and check our volts, make sure that we're at 23 at least for our battery start. Yep, looking like we're at 24, so we got a nice good battery. Fuel quantity is checked. We're full. In the test shows us going all the way to full. Anyways, we don't have any in the aux tanks. We're just going on our main tanks. Can I push it down to get to? Does it let me click? Oh, there we go. Pushing it down to get to the aux. You see, it shows 0. But that's all right. We have plenty in our main tanks to make this short flight. Landing gear position and handle lights. It looks good. We could check our hydraulic fluid sensor. We could press this and we get a hydraulic fluid sensor light come up. Annunciator panel, we would check here, click this, and make sure all of our annunciator lights turned on. Stall and gear warnings, there is a switch over here up for the stall warning test. Push it up, you could hear the stall horn. Push it down, you get the gear horn. Fire detection, we go ahead and twist our knobs. We got knobs over here on the B200 to test for the fire detection. Then we make sure we got our beacon on for our engine start. Beacon is on. Alright, let's go ahead and start that right engine. So we got our starter button coming on. You can see right ignition is on. That should start to spin up as our N1 is coming up. We want it to stabilize. We want 12 minimum. Our oil pressure should also be coming up. You can see that's coming up. Very good, so over 12%. Let's go ahead and bring that right condition lever to low idle. Get some fuel flow going. We're going to be watching our ITT to make sure it doesn't get too hot. Alright, looking stable. We're above 50% on our N1. Let's go ahead and get this guy off. And we can get our DC gen on, right gen. Coming up here, we can double check. See the loads. Let's see how it looks on the right gen. Good, 28. Nothing on the left. That's all good. Let the battery recharge just a little bit. Make sure we're less than 50% and everything. And then we could go ahead and we probably actually want that right condition lever all the way up for that gen. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this guy off now. And we'll battery start the left engine. So come over here, click that guy on. Left ignition light is on. Fuel pressure light up here should go out. We should see our prop start to turn. We can see our N1 coming up. Oil pressure's coming up. We want to be above 12 and stable, which we are. Let's go ahead and introduce fuel to that low idle position. Watching our fuel flow and watching our ITT to make sure it doesn't get too hot. 50% there. We can go ahead and probably zoom in, readjust somehow to get this starter off. Very tricky spot to be at. Okay, let's go get our generators on. 2 happy engines. Now we could leave this up if we needed air conditioner or something. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need it, so let's go ahead and bring that back to low idle. Avionics master is on. Lights as required. Since we are about to take off, let's just go ahead and click on all the lights we're gonna need for takeoff. Taxi, go ahead. Nav, recognition, we'll just turn everything up. DC load and voltage. We can go up here, check these guys. Triple bus, left, right, looks good. Okay. Environmental controls, we can't manipulate them, but we could turn it up or down as needed. Engine instruments are all in the green. Our clearance has been received, our flight plan has been built, our avionics and radar are checked and set. Flight controls are checked and set. Trim tabs are set for takeoff. Good, good, good. They're all looking good. Flaps checked and set. Let's go ahead and bring our flaps in. Making sure they work. There's approach and there's down. We could look out the window too and see those. Get them all the way back up, as you can see here. Autopilot checked. We could do an autopilot check. Doesn't really work in the sim, so we're not going to. Pressurization check. What we would do is we would bring our condition levers up to high idle. Actually, we can go ahead and try it. We've tried it a couple times and it doesn't work. And I'm not thinking it's gonna work today. But if we get this all the way down to below our field elevation, which we're basically at 0 field elevation right now. Then we could go take this to test, and we should see a descent on, looking right here, we should see our cabin descending. It's not working. That's all right. Let's go ahead and set our pressure altitude to what we're going to be cruising at today. 250. We're going to set it to 26,000 feet above our cruise. How's that look? That looks good. Give us cabin pressure altitude of 6,000 feet. We don't need these in high idle anymore, so we're going to bring those back. Rotor boost and governors. What we would do here is we go ahead and get our rotor boost switch on if we could use it. Our prop test, we'd hold this to test, and then we'd bring each one of our throttles up one by one. Bring our left throttle up. We should feel the rotor boost kick at a certain point. We're going to bring it up to 1870 RPM. You should be holding 1870. We then let go of the test switch. It should then go and not go over red line. Right? So it should jump up a little bit, but not go over red line. Then we would bring that throttle back to idle, and we do the same thing on the right side, making sure that those work. Our auto feather check, which again we can't do this here, but we'd hold this down to test, and we'd have our power levers at 500 foot-pounds, and then we would retard each one of our throttles individually. So we should see our opposite annunciator extinguish. So if we're doing our left one, we're bringing that back. The opposite annunciator should extinguish at 260 pounds of foot torque. Pounds of torque, sorry. They should both extinguish, and the propellers should attempt to feather. And then we'll just bring both of those power levers back to idle so we're not running with them up. And then we arm this for flight right here. And we need to go ahead and take that and arm it if it worked. And then we could do a manual prop feather check where we could just go ahead and grab these props here, bring them all the way back into feather, and see if they worked. Our pneumatic pressure check, we'd get our propellers up to 1800. We'd then go ahead and switch off our left bleed. When we did that, we'd want to make sure that our vacuum gauges over here are in the green. We then go ahead and switch off our right. We should see 0 on our pressure, and we should get bleed air warning lights going. We then go ahead and turn the left one back on. Pressure should go up, bleed air warning light should come off, and then right one back up and on. Cool, but these are just stuck on. Our engine ice vanes check, we get our power levers to 1800, so they should really already be there from our pneumatic pressure check. We could then just go ahead and extend the ice vanes right here, and we should see a drop in pressure. So when, a drop in power. So when those are open, we get a little drop in power. And then we go ahead and set them to what we wanted for either taxi or takeoff, wherever we're at in the process. Flight engine instruments are checked. Annunciator lights are considered. We will get those PO heats on in just a second. Bleed air valves are open. Pressurization is set. We did get that to that 250-260. Right. Final things, we get our engine auto ignition on, and then we get our hot 7 on, or our hot 5. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and our stall warning heat on. And then you can see everything goes off here. We're gonna be taking off up into the clouds, so let's just go ahead and get our prop ice on. This one. Oh, not that one. Right. Prop ice on. Okay, transponder is good. And everything else is set for our takeoff. So they would say, King Air Wi-Fi CFI, you're cleared for takeoff. Fly the Astoria 3 departure. You're cleared for takeoff, Astoria 3 departure up to 6,000 King Air Wi-Fi CFI. Go ahead and pop our brake. And start to bring in our power for our takeoff. Now as our power is coming on, we should see our ignition lights off. So 2 lights off and then 2 lights on for our auto feathers, making sure we're holding 2,000 RPM. The sim doesn't really do that, and then we get about 2,000 on our torque. Airspeed is alive. 80 knots will cross check. And then we'll go ahead and rotate. We'll get this pig off the ground. Positive rate, negative runway, we'll go ahead and retract our landing gear. And that's going to set our yaw damper, so we'll just go ahead and turn the yaw damper on, and then let's go ahead and climb up 160 as usual. Go ahead and get our props back for cruise. Again, in the B200, we'll be bringing them back to 1900. I'm just going to bring them back a little bit so that they're not flashing at me. Power levers are looking good. We can probably get those guys up even more. Get those props back a little bit. On the props, we're just watching, or sorry, on our throttles, we're just watching for torques and temps. We don't want to over torque or temp. Looks like the torques might be coming up a little bit, so we'll just keep a close eye on those. Climbing up to 6 on our Astoria 3 departure. We can also go ahead, now that we don't need these lights, go ahead and get our lights off. Climb checklist, landing gear and flaps retracted, exterior lights is required, climb power set, prop sync set, cruise, pressurization, double check, make sure that didn't get messed up. Good, still looks good. Cabin sign, aft blower is required, engine instruments monitor, window, windshield heat if we wanted to. You can turn it on about 2,000 feet. Here we go. We're on our way. And then they'd probably come on and say something like, hopefully we could get to our cruise altitude by now, if everything's going good. So I maintain flight level 250 and proceed direct to the, it was the ONP VOR, Oscar November Papa VOR. Flight level 250 off to the Oscar November Papa VOR. King Air 123. So if we come into our flight plan, yep, ONP, I was right. Direct into. Climbing. Okay. I'm not thinking we're gonna need our icing stuff anymore. We'll keep an eye on it, but let's go ahead and get these guys off. And climb. Continuing our climb here at that 18,000 feet, we're getting that 2992. Feels looking good. Usually instruments are looking good. We got 86 to ONP. As we continue on our climb here, let's go ahead and check our... Let's see what we want to do as we come into Crescent City. So, looking at our weather, doesn't look great. 170 at 17, gusting 31, so it's windy. We got 10 statute miles, light rain, and we got some clouds. Altimeter 3006. Let's see, so 170 at 17, they do have a wind 18, which is actually pretty good because we're going to be coming from the north. Do we have to proceed? Do we have to approach for 18? Huh. That sucks. 2. 170, I mean, that gives us a bit of a crosswind, but it might be okay. Does it have some notes or what? Sorry, just checking the sim to make sure we're good. Files and stuff. Okay. 108.7, approach course 119. Let's see, where could we approach from? Initial approach fixed, probably Whipog. This will be good. A little DME arc. If we hit Whipbug, we do an 11 DME arc around the VOR here. And then we're going to come inbound. Let's see, DME required, straight in ILS, 12.5 miles is authorized with use of a flight director or autopilot. Okay, so it's just saying we can do a little less visibility. Operative table is not applied, blah blah blah, and operative Mausers, increase when lookout timber settings not receive these brookings. Mausers, night landing, runway 36 operational BGS I required. Circling to runway 1830 is not authorized at night. It's going to be daytime. So, maybe we'll circle. We'll check the weather again when we get closer, but maybe we'll end up circling. This will be good. Come in, we'll hit Whipbog, we'll do the arc. Got Mausers for our approach sites, misapproach, climb to 700, then climbing right turn to 3000. Crescent City VOR, radio 166 to Chide. So let's see. Come in, climb to 700, then climb right turn to 3000 on radio 166 out to Chide, which is the opposite end down here in bold. So this is our misfortune. So we're gonna come out, hit this 166 radio, come over into here, and this would be a parallel train, keeping us on the left side of that course. Continue gliding to 3000. See 1600. What was it at? After Whipbog, we got 4500 and then 2800. We're descending on the arc as well. 2800, 1600. Nice. This will be a good little challenge. Descending on the arc. Haven't done that for a while. Slam. Okay, so then we'd be at 1600 until we intercepted the glide sub, and then we can come down to that 310. Alright, I like it. It'll be fun. So we're going to come back over to our plane. And we'll probably just go ahead and load that up right now. Procedure. Let's do select approach. ILS 12. YPOG. Minimums were... I'm just going to leave the minimums off. I'm not sure if we're going to be circling or going straight in, so we'll just go with. Okay. Getting our altitude. Let's go ahead and hit our checklist for cruise. Cruise power set. We'll just go ahead and bring the props back to like 1600, say. We'd probably do 1700 in the KingAir B200 in our other model. Get our powers up a little bit. Torques and temps look fine. Okay, right here. Okay. And then main and aux fuel monitor. How's our fuel panels looking? They're looking happy. Good. Engine insurance. Look good. we've already got our approach set and everything. So this is it. We're cruising now. We'll go ahead and let you guys enjoy the views and cruise. And in just a little bit, when we start our descent, we'll be back with you. Again, there's going to be timestamps down below, so if you just want to skip ahead to the descent, approach, and landing, you can go ahead and do that as well. Alrighty folks, we are back. Before we begin our descent in here, let's go ahead and just take a look at a couple things. Go ahead and switch our display screen. So weather, let's see, 180 at 18, gusting 27, 10 statute miles. We got some clouds in the air. 3006 on the altimeter. Yeah, we may. Probably will circle the 1A, which we can do. So we're going to be at 4,500 crossing Mid-Pog, at 28, at 16, and at 540. All right, that all sounds good. If we come back to our airplane. Let's see what we've got. 1 mile to OTH. After OTH, we'll probably hit. Let's see. Let's come over to our. Come in here. Let's hit our procedure. And actually, no. Let's come back. Right? That says do procedure. I think it might be the same from Cheetah. Let's do. Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe we loaded that wrong. There we go. Let's just go ahead and activate it. Yeah. Okay. So we're heading to Whippog. And we still got some time for Whippog. Probably don't need to start a descent yet. We still got some time. Whippog, Gatti, Tapue, Uvma, Slam. Alright. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly how far we'd be to Whippog after crossing that, but we still got some distance. So we'll give a couple more minutes before we start our descent in. Alrighty folks, welcome back. Let's see where we're at here. About 40 miles to go. Let's go ahead and start descent. Let's say ATC clears us down to, say, 10,000. So kingair Wi-Fi CFI descend and maintain 10,000. Go ahead and do that. And we'll kind of see where that puts us. Power back for our descent. We'll set it up for 200 knots. Nice and bumpy air today, huh? Go and do our descent checklist. Pressurization set. So our field is at basically. So maybe let's get it to 500 feet higher. Arrival and approach loaded and brief. Wind chill heat as required or off at 10,000. Still good there. ATIS and AWOS has been received and our altimeter is set. We will be setting our altimeter to 3006 after we cross 18,000 here. We might just have to go all the way down to the 4,500, so let's do it. Continue our descent down to 4,500. Might even need to pull some more power back here. Down a little quicker. It definitely looks like we're going to be heading into icing conditions, so let's go ahead and just get stuff on right now, then we don't have to worry about it later. .3006 on the altimeter. .006K, our altimeters are set, and that means we're done with the rest of the approach checklist. Grills and navigate set, altimeter, auto feather is armed, we can't really use it. Pressurization checked and set, we're good there. Cabin sign approach briefed, and now we just gotta fly it. going to use the GPS for the arc, and then we'll switch over to the CDI. We've got it all tuned in, 108.7, so it's ready to go to switch CDIs when we get there. Approach course will be 119. We'll double check that that's even when we make the swap. Looks like this is going to be the lucky cloud. Pierced. Here we go. Might be a short-lived cloud, might pop out on the other side for a second. Remember, with icing, minimum icing speed is 140. We also don't want to be using full flaps for landing. Nice short. And we're going to be keeping an eye on our surfaces. We can pop our boots as we need. 140 and no full flaps, only one notch. Circling minimums were 540. I'm gonna check the wind one more time and see if it's changed or updated at all. 90 at 18 still, so probably 540. Circling minimums. Our descent's gonna end up being pretty decent. Should be able to get to that 4,500. Zoom in our range here a little bit. Won't be that far out anymore. On our altitude, let's go and get some power in. Just a little bit. We don't need to be going too fast here. Alright, crossing Whip Bog. We're going to be staying at our 4500. I'll zoom it in one more time even. Alright, off to Gekti. Great name. Off to Gekti. Bring a little bit more power back. Maybe slow down to that 160-ish type range. We'd also be checking our wings, right? Checking over here, making sure we're not getting any ice. If we are, then we can do our single engine, not manual, de-ice pop, kind of like that. Okay, so after Gekti, we can go down to 2800, so I'm going to go ahead and bug that. On the arc. Alright, turning to Gekti. Bring some power back. Come down to our 2800. Final approach course is going to be 119. I think I'm just going to bug that here. Just to make sure it lines up, because as we're flying the arc here, we won't really need our heading bug since we got our G1000 doing it for us. Tapue. Still in the thick of it. Got some rain. Okay, there is our 2,800 feet. So after that, after Tapue, we can go down 1,600. So let's go ahead and bug 16. Now that we've captured. Add in a touch of power here. We don't want to be getting slow in the ice. Alright, Tapue, let's go ahead and go down. And we're going to keep 1,600 all the way to... Sorry. Got a frog or something in my throat there. We're going to keep 1,600 all the way to Slam, which is our final approach fix. So, Huvma, or however you say it. Yeah, we're still just going to be at... going down to 16. good. I'm gonna go ahead and check the weather one more time. See if winds have changed at all. Nope. Still terrible. Again, still checking the wings. Popping ice as we need it. We can come down here, boom. As we're coming around here, let's go ahead and switch our CDI to our localizer. Let's go ahead and arm approach mode. Keep on watching our speed. We don't want to get slow and ice. Alright, we got about 5 miles to slam. 5 miles to slam. I'm just gonna go ahead and get our lights on for landing. Go ahead and get them all on. Okay, localizer's captured up here. We're in approach mode. I think we'll be okay to extend one notch of flaps here. And we'll just be watching our speed to make sure we don't get slow. I actually got the field in sight now. We'll just keep it here on the ILS though. Waiting to see that glide slope come in. Getting rained on, pop that. Oh yeah, it's real windy. I'm gonna bug 1.8 just to make sure that when we circle towards the correct runway. Glide slope needle is alive. Double check our pressurization one more time. Pretty sure we're good. Yep. Okay, capturing the glide slope. Let's go ahead and put our gear down and get our props in. We can take this down to 540 feet. We'll just call it 600. Actually, we're going to be circling out this way. So I might even do that. Okay, let's double check. We got our flaps. Gears down 3 green. We got flaps to approach. Lights are on. Looking good. Got the field in sight. Got some good winds. Taking her down to 600. If we got the field in sight, we could actually go ahead and circle now. Let's do that. And it even kind of looks like we're getting out of that visible moisture, so I'm not going to be too worried about getting those flaps. Okay, this is going to be a little bit, or not too worried about getting too slow, because we are kind of out of that. Okay, so we do see runway 18. It's going to be kind of a crapshoot here. Oh, dang. 1/8's right there. It's really hard on the sim to see when it's gonna show up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kick off our autopilot and our flight director. We're gonna make like a left 360 here, turn back around, since we blew through that final approach course. Hopefully ATC would be okay with this doing so. Obviously it's a lot easier to see it in the real plane, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and make this left 360 and try to get lined back up with 18 in the turbulence. That 18 came up quick. I was trying to judge it based off of the mini map, but no go. Okay. Show me where 18 is. There it is. Got trees all around it too. We'll go ahead and do. Yeah, I think that's just a little bit of rain coming up. Not nothing too bad. Let's go ahead and put in that last notch of flaps. Yeah, obviously in real life we would have been able to see this much easier. Nice and gusty winds. Keeping our power up as we come up over the trees. Alrighty. Looks like obstacles are looking clear. It's way bouncy, way turbulent here. Let's get this pig on the ground. Come on now. Don't be climbing on me. Clip. And get her down, get on the brakes. We'll probably just take it to the end. We already got those on, we'll just leave them on. Taxi off at the end. Wasn't a very long runway. And we had some pretty windy conditions, so we had to get her down and stop. Alright, after landing checklist, let's see what we got. Auto ignition, ice protection, we can go ahead and get these guys off. We'll leave those on because we're going to be taxiing for a minute for that FOD protection, but we'll get our PO heats off. Engine ice fangs and sent for taxi. We can just leave our lights on for taxiing back in. I guess we can get our strobes off so we're not blinding other pilots. Ice protection radar, transponder, 1200. Trim tabs set, flaps retracted. Did we get our flaps all the way up? Yep. And trim tabs look good. Alright, let's go ahead then. Let's see, so we're at the end of 3.6, so it's going to be Bravo to the ramp. Alright, we'll go ahead and take, Roger, we'll go ahead and take Bravo to the ramp, so take that off. Let's starting to get some rain now and some snow. Nope, what do we do? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why did it just change my view like that? What's that all about? I never said to do that. That was weird. I'm not sure why the sim just dunked me in the cockpit. Okay. It doesn't really seem like there's much parking over here. We'll just go park by the fuel truck. Get on our brakes here. This is a smaller airport than I was expecting it to be. Come on, give her a little juice. Come on, girl. Here's some power. I'm gonna go park over by this other plane over here. We got people just randomly sitting around. Too hard to taxi. We're just gonna pull it up right here, and they're gonna say, "Hey, that's a great parking spot. Good job." Hit our brakes and let's see what we got. Parking brake is required. Avionics master switch is coming off. Auto feather would come off. Light switch is off. We can go and get all these things off. Vent blower, auto, cabin off, radiant heat off, bleeder valves off. They're all over there. ITT stabilized for 1 minute, and then we can go ahead and cut off our condition levers, cut off our propellers. DC voltage, we can then come up here, check our limiters, check current limiter, see how it's going. Overhead light switch is off. Did we turn these on? No, it doesn't let me turn those off. Oh, okay, they were already off. Good. Oxygen supply control handle. Again, we'd look up here. We'd push it to get it off. Tack time off. Battery engine switches off. So we come down here. We could even turn anti-ice off if we wanted. Boom. Get that gang bar down. Okay, and that is it. Welcome to Crescent City. Happy to have you guys with us, and we'll see you on our next flight coming up soon.